A distinguished visitor came without warning. We called it Oumuamua, the messenger from afar. No signal, no trail, no sound. A slender shadow slipped through our solar system, fast, silent, untouchable. By the time we saw it, it was already leaving. But what was it really? A rock from another space or something that shouldn't exist at all? That seemed at first to be just another celestial object, soon proved otherwise. By the time its strange behaviour was noticed, it had already slipped beyond our reach. In 2017, 8 years ago, our solar system welcomed a visitor unlike any before the first known traveller from interstellar space. On October 19th, beneath the serene skies of Hawaii, Canadian astronomer Robert Varick spotted a mysterious streak of light through the Pan-STARRS telescope. He didn't know it then, but that faint flash would ignite one of the greatest cosmic mysteries of our time. All began with a code, P10E5, a nameless speck on a telescope's screen. Then it became A2017U1, another asteroid or so, we thought. Days later, its path bent in ways no rock should. They called it C2017U1, a comet without a tail. And then came the revelation. It wasn't from here at all. It had crossed the stars to reach us. The first of its kind. A visitor from another sun. On October 25th, 2017, they named it Oumuamua. One eye means the first interstellar object observed, and Oumuamua means a messenger from afar arriving first in Hawaiian. And with that name, the mystery truly began. The name said it all. It wasn't round like a comet, nor metallic like an asteroid. It moved too fast in ways no one could explain. When first spotted, it was already 0.22 AU away, about 33 million kilometers from Earth, and speeding outward. Like a true interstellar guest, it came uninvited and left without a trace. Traveling at a staggering 2633 kilometers on a hyperbolic path, it escaped the sun's pull entirely. A brief encounter, a fleeting visitor, one that arrived once and would never return. 2 pre-covery observations from the Catalina Sky Survey taken on October 14th and 17th also confirmed what astronomers suspected. This object wasn't bound to the sun. It came from the stars passed through our neighbourhood and continued unchanged before it ever entered our solar system. At first, scientists thought it was over just a strange passing rock from a strange star system. But then the data refused to stay quiet. Oumuamua wasn't slowing down the way gravity demanded. Instead, it accelerated as if pushed by something unseen. No gas jets, no dust tails, nothing that a normal comet would produce. Its speed peaked at around 87.7 km/s when it reached perihelion on September 9th, 2017, the moment it blazed closest to the sun. After that surge, it began to slow, though only slightly. By October 10th, as it crossed Earth's orbit, Oumuamua was still fleeing at 49, 7 kilometers, unstoppable, untethered, and already leaving us behind. No spacecraft we've ever built could catch it. It came and vanished before we even understood what we were looking at. A whisper from another star gone in a flash. The mystery deepened. Was it breaking apart at that time and evaporating, or being propelled deliberately? The thing began as a simple observation, quickly spiraled into one of the most unsettling puzzles in modern astronomy. Oumuamua was not behaving like anything born in our solar system.
And moreover, it exhibited a push away from the sun by some mysterious force because there was no evaporation, no cometary tail around it, no dust, no gas. So the question was, what is pushing it?
The brief window we had to observe Oumuamua left more questions than answers. The data we have on this first visitor is frustratingly thin. Scientists are unable to determine its exact size. They simulated that object to be somewhere between 100 and 200 meters long. However, Oumuamua exhibited an enormous non-gravitational acceleration, roughly 37,400 kilometers per day. This value is colossal compared to any known comet, and that alone would already be unsettling. But what truly shocked scientists was the fact that Oumuamua showed virtually no signs of outgassing whatsoever. No gas, no dust. Yet it sped up like a comet, a contradiction that shook astronomy to its core. Some began to whisper what others dared not say aloud. Could it be a spacecraft from another civilization? This unnatural combination, strong acceleration with no visible cause, is one of the key reasons why Oumuamua remains one of the strangest objects ever observed, and why some researchers have dared to propose a more radical idea that it might be of artificial origin. It began quietly, a faint streak of light, a dot that didn't follow the rules of our solar system. Then came the realization it wasn't one of ours. Oumuamua had crossed the borders of interstellar space and entered our celestial neighborhood, rewriting everything we thought we knew. It was the spark that ignited a new era, the revolution of interstellar objects. Since that moment, astronomers have watched the skies with renewed eyes, waiting for the next messenger from the stars. Oumuamua didn't just shock astronomers with how it moved, but with what it looked like. After detailed spectral analysis from the Very Large Telescope in Chile and the William Herschel Telescope in La Palma, scientists discovered something extraordinary, a deep, rusty red surface. Not bright like Mars, but the dark red of metal scorched by aeons of cosmic radiation. They called it the mark of cosmic aging, the scars of countless years adrift between the stars, bombarded by high-energy particles. Yet beneath that weathered skin, there was no sign of water, no trace of ice. It was dry, dense, reflecting light in ways no known asteroid or comet ever had, as if forged from a material unknown to Earth. Some scientists suggested it was debris, the fragment of a shattered world flung from its home system long ago. But Avi Loeb dared to ask the question others feared. What if that red shell isn't natural at all? What if it's engineered a metallic surface coated against radiation like a solar sail built to capture starlight? Could Oumuamua be more than a rock, a relic of intelligence from another star, a silent messenger? A cosmic bottle drifting through the dark sea of the universe, carrying a message we were never ready to read before vanishing forever into the night.
And it looked really peculiar because the more data we collected on it, the more anomalous it looked. It was tumbling every 8 hours, and the amount of sunlight reflected changed by a factor of 10. So that meant it has a very extreme shape.
Those were the strange images scientists captured as they studied the object more closely. Oumuamua wasn't spinning like any ordinary rock. It wasn't rotating around a single axis. It was tumbling, twisting chaotically through space. Most likely it began tumbling long ago after a violent collision in its home system. And it never stopped because the time needed to calm that motion is immense, perhaps 1 billion years. A timeless traveler still carrying the scars of its birth. Its true nature remains hidden behind gaps in the data, and even its size is still an educated guess. Everything we know comes from the strange dance of its light. The most suitable theory, a cigar shape. Scientists noticed its brightness changing by a factor of 10 as it spun. A wild fluctuation that suggested an elongated body, perhaps 10 times longer than it is wide. No asteroid or comet in our solar system behaves like that. It looked nothing familiar. It looked like a cigar. Some believe Oumuamua is a shard, debris torn apart from a planet by tidal forces stretched into this uncanny shape. Others think it was once made of exotic ices like frozen nitrogen, eroded and reshaped by countless years drifting through starlight until only a long glimmering core remained. Let's start imaging. You are holding a bar of soap that's been used for too long. Each wash wears it down, smoothing its edges, thinning it out, stretching it into a long, narrow shape. What was once round and solid becomes sleek, almost fragile, like something carved by time itself. Oumuamua might have gone through the same transformation. Once bulky, maybe icy and rough, it could have been eroded by countless years of cosmic radiation and stellar heat until it resembled a shimmering, elongated shard, a celestial bar of soap drifting endlessly through the stars. So where did it come from? No one knows for sure. When scientists traced its path backward through the void, the trail pointed toward the constellation Lyra near the bright star Vega, a name that echoes through science fiction and cosmic myth alike. But even that clue fades fast. The numbers don't lie. Oumuamua had been drifting for hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of years, before it ever crossed our solar system's doorstep. Whatever world birthed it, if it was ever a world at all, may be long gone erased by time and distance. It also couldn't come from Vega. It came from somewhere beyond. Somewhere our maps do not reach. And that's what makes it terrifyingly beautiful. A messenger without a sender, a traveler without a home, slicing through the light of our sun for a moment before vanishing back into the dark. It slipped through our solar system like a whisper in the dark, silent, swift, and gone before we could understand. Telescopes turned too late. Answers came too slowly. And as Oumuamua faded into the cold beyond, it left behind not proof, but possibility and the uneasy feeling that we were being watched first.